Hey guys, how you doing? I'm going to do a pick a card reading today. It will be a timeless reading, so whenever you do click into this video is the perfect time to receive messages here. So basically, I'm going to do another unstructured reading where I'm practicing how to surrender control. So I'm basically just going to label name this video something along the lines of messages from your spirit guides, because that's something that I think, I have had questions before around people asking, who is spirit that you are receiving this information from? Who is this spirit you refer to? So spirit is sort of like the overarching name I give to my spirit guide, like the main guide that I work with, because I do have a lot of cosmic beings around me, as do you. So spirit is sort of like my own version of God, I suppose, because keep in mind, while we have individual spirit guides, they're all connected into the one source, creator, whatever you want to call that. So, while I'm talking to spirit, and it's I know that it's my spirit guide because she has a very feminine energy, and that's why I call her she, even though she doesn't really have a gender. But I know that it's my spirit guide, but she's also connected to your spirit guides, and she's also connected to every spirit guide, because, spirit and physical is one. Anyway, that's getting into some more, metaphysical sort of ideas, but I thought I would just say that, spirit is my spirit guide. You have a spirit too that you can talk to all the time as well, if that's something you want to do. Warning, people call you crazy all the time. No, I'm joking. Okay, so we will see what comes through. Yeah, we'll just see what comes through. So we have 3 groups. 3 groups is good. Alright, so we have group 1, group 2, group 3. Choose whichever pile you feel drawn to, and I'm going to get started with group number 1, alright? Hey group 1, how you doing? Alright, I'm going to move these ones out of the way. And we'll see what you got, huh? So I have some oracle cards and your tarot. I think we'll start with your tarot. Okay, so we have the 4 of Wands, the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Swords. Okay. We have Moonlight, travel, romance, and potential. Yeah, there's a lot of potential in your spread and in your energy today, I'm feeling. Not just today, I just mean I'm feeling into it today. And yeah, you're at a time in your life where there's a lot opening up to you, and I'm getting a message from spirit or from your spirit guide that it might feel right now it might just feel like emptiness, but that's actually the potential. I'm seeing this image of a lake that is drained of water, and so there's just this sort of cavernous hole in the earth, and there's kind of this need, spirit saying to have faith that what has emptied will refill again, and to have faith that it needed to empty in order for new water to come in that will support new life, because the water in the lake was stagnant. The water in the lake was not nourishing life around it anymore. It needed to be turned over and refreshed. And this is the energy in you currently. And it's not an easy energy to be in, because it's a transitional energy where, we can't hold on for comfort anymore to the past, and yet we have no idea what the future will look like, because it's so expansive and there's so many possibilities. Yeah, so there's a lot of change happening for you. But with it brings great blessings, Spirit says. I'm definitely feeling, romance. There's definitely love coming in for you. If you're not already with someone, then it will be a new love with this Ace of Cups. For some of you, I think you're already with them, and that it's going to be more like a renewal of your connection, or actually a deepening of your commitment to each other. For some of you, that might look like proposals and marriage, because the Four of Wands does talk about marriage and commitment in that way. However, I think for others of you, you're going to move in with this person, or they'll move in with you, or you're going to find a home together, even if it's a symbolic home, I guess, for now, because this Ace of Cups is talking about a lot of emotional fulfillment currently in your life, or it's coming in. For some of you, it's coming in because you've made space, right? Because you've renewed your waters. Yin and yang, creating harmony through balance. Wow. That's really cool. So, yeah, there's a lot of balance coming in. I'm even seeing I think there will be some kind of travel happening. Whether that's travel more symbolically, like you're going to move house, or like I said, move in with someone, or someone moves in with you. But there's going to be, regardless of what it looks like externally, perhaps this will be happening more internally for you, where you feel like your sense of belonging and your idea of home is really changing. You're feeling connected to home in a new way, or you found home inside of yourself, and that's really anchoring you right now. But there's a lot of potential in this phase of your life. Spirit's really encouraging you to see this transitional time, or this time of emptiness, as potential, rather than to feel, the anxiety of the what if questions coming up, which they will, But Spirit's just asking you to check where you're giving your power to, or what you're giving your power to. Because you're very powerful. So the King of Swords and the Hierophant is telling me you're a leader, but more than that, you have a way of communicating, possibly about either religious or spiritual ideas. Or I'm really picking up this energy of maybe you're an astrologer, or you want to be, because I'm seeing Saturn there and the other planets, and I'm just really feeling into your energy, and I'm thinking, I'm really seeing that you have great potential to communicate these sorts of concepts, and to almost be like a translator in that way. You can translate what's going on in the cosmos and make that understandable to us humans. And I think maybe a lot of this space that's being created is in order for you to really step up in this leadership position. Maybe you had to clear out a lot of people that didn't see you, who weren't treating you right, or who weren't seeing the truth of who you are in terms of all of your potential and your goodness. I think for some reason you have previously attracted people that didn't see your strength, or didn't see your power, or they saw it and they wanted to not, they wanted you to not see it. A bit of nasty energy there. A bit of jealousy, actually, is what it is. So, ultimately, I know it's really hard when people are jealous of us, because it's sort of you have no idea what my life is actually like. What are you even talking about? But, just trying to send them love if you can, or just remove yourself entirely from a situation if you're picking up that there is this envy or jealousy that's seeping in. Because I think that you're someone, whether you're aware of this or not, you attract people who feel less than, or you attract people who are jealous, and they project a lot of stuff onto you that's not yours at all. And And, it's really hard sometimes to be discerning enough to, stand up to other people or other people's energies, and to realize that we don't have to believe that, like we don't have to take it on when people say things. But it's hard. I totally get that it's really hard. I think Spirit's just saying, like, maybe just keep an eye out for any jealousy or envy, and really protect yourself as best you can. Yeah, because I think people see your potential in you. They also have an opinion of you. Remember, this is not always what is true. Like, actually, often people's jealousy is not accurate in any way as to what our life is really like, or what we've even been through and stuff like that. So keep in mind, this is just someone's projection, but I think it is impacting you, or it's impacting you subconsciously, because when people send us energy, that's very, jealousy can be almost a bit violent. It's got an edge to it. So it's like, you need to protect yourself from not taking that on, even if it's at a subconscious level. Like, unfortunately, it could even be a family member or something who's really seeing this potential to some extent, but wanting to, like, shut you down in that. I think they also, a lot of people in your life view you as someone who's very, very attractive, very sexually attractive, very sexy, and they feel jealous of that. So yeah, there's a lot of messages coming through, actually. I just need to grab some water. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm really sorry about that, guys. I just had a tickle in my throat, but it's part of your reading, actually, because I'm picking up that through the jealousy that people were projecting onto you, which was really just their own insecurities, you guys, and nothing to do with how you actually are, because you never ought diminish yourself just because maybe someone else feels inferior. That's their own problem. That's not for you to take on. However, unfortunately, I'm really picking up that it might have actually occurred at quite a young age for you, even, take what resonates, but possibly happening within your family. And I think that that's really impacted the way that you can harness your voice, the way you use your voice, because you are this King of Swords. You are this very authoritative leader that is an excellent communicator and a very clear communicator. You understand what people mean. Like, they might say one thing, but you get what they really meant, even if other people didn't quite pick up on that. So I'm really feeling like you, at times, because of the trauma of feeling like it wasn't safe for you to be as beautiful and as bright and as talented and as successful and as attractive as you actually are, you had to diminish your voice in order to survive. And that's really impacted you, Spirit saying. That's a really hard thing to do. A lot of people have to do that because they're just not supported at the period of their life where they need to be. In terms of the chakra system, the throat chakra is age 5. So in Australia anyway, that's around when we start school. So I'm picking up there was some stuff going on for you around that time of your life. And that, it's still having an impact on you now, and that's also really normal. Things that happen to us, especially within the first 7 to 8 years of life, really impact us for the rest of our life. There's also a message that working with Archangel Michael is really indicated for you. You might already work with him. You might see the number 911 a lot, which is his number. But I'm seeing this sword here in this King of Swords, and I'm really feeling like, yeah. And, oh my God, I'm trying to get this message out. It might be time to cut away some people in your life or just distance yourself from certain people who make you feel like you can't be truthful, who make you feel like you can't just speak your mind, or that you can't express yourself fully, or that you can't be as incredible as you are, you know. Anyone that makes you feel like you have to diminish yourself, maybe start to distance yourself from those people. And yes, it is painful if it's a family member, but you know, we got to do what we got to do, right? Because I think, you need to, I think a lot of this clearing away that was happening for you, it might have felt more like someone taking things away from you, but the clearing away was in order to create balance. Okay. I'm really sorry. Let's have a look at your angel cards. Playfulness, friendship, and new love. Wow. Alright, well, it's beyond a shadow of my doubt that you've got new love coming in. It's going to be really, really fun love as well, like a really fresh and light energy. It's going to feel really balanced, so maybe you're a bit heavy. Not heavy, like maybe you're a bit more serious, like a Scorpio or something. You just feel things really intensely, or any kind of water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And you're just going to like attract someone who's quite just like fun, you know, a bit playful, a bit childlike even, in their essence, in their innocence, and they're just going to make you laugh a lot. You're just going to laugh a lot with this person and feel really free. And also they're going to really like admire how you communicate, like, so they're going to offer you a very different energy to what you grew up with or what you have experienced so far. They're going to really admire this King of Swords about you and really encourage you in their own way for you to really find your voice in a powerful way. You might already be with this person, you guys, but there's going to be a renewal, because we've got romance on this card as well. So I'm even feeling like there's this sense of like a honeymoon phase, or an actual honeymoon, because for some of you it could definitely mean marriage, with this Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands also talks about twin flame energy, so I think your twin flame's really going to help you heal some stuff from your past. You might already be friends with this person as well. When the friendship card comes up, I often think, as in with the new love card, I often think, oh yeah, you probably already know this person, or you have a friendship with them already, for a lot of you. For some of you, you haven't met them yet, that's fine. A lot of you have a friendship with this person and it's going to develop. Maybe it's always been a little bit flirty, but it's going to move beyond that. And yeah, it's just going to bring, like, even make you closer with your current friends, or introduce you to some new friends, I'm hearing. Maybe you need to make some new friends. And just feel playful again, you know? Feel like you can be playful again. Alright, I'm going to draw one card to finish for you guys. We'll draw an angel card, so we'll just ask sort of like, what do you need to focus on moving forward? Trust. It always comes back to trust in the end. Yeah, and I'm even seeing the blue on this card and thinking again, throat chakra, 5 years old. So really just be gentle with yourself if you can, and take care of yourself, and know that it's not an easy road to trust if we're not already a trustful person, right? It's not an easy thing to learn. There's a reason we aren't trusting. So yeah, maybe just like use this love situation that's coming into your life as an opportunity to trust, you know, or even to start with your friends and see how you can trust them more deeply and lean into them more, because I'm seeing there is this wound in you from your childhood around trust, and yeah, Spirit's just highlighting that you can trust the right people, for sure you can, and you can certainly trust Spirit. Okay? Alright, thank you Group 1. I really personally resonated with that reading quite a lot. So thank you so much for watching that. And yeah, I really do hope that it helped you at some level today. So thank you. And I'll see you real soon, okay? Bye. Hello, group 2. How are you? Alright, let's see what you have. So I have some oracle cards and some tarot. I think I'll start with your tarot. Alright, we have the Fool. New beginnings. The Three of Wands. Wow, the Nine of Cups. You guys, your wish is coming true. And the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Let me just adjust this microphone a bit. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to have a look at these. Eternal Dance. Movement, Wheel of Life, Path of Least Resistance. Yeah, so this card's really like the Wheel of Fortune in the Major Arcana. And there's this real sense of your wish is coming true. Whatever has been on your mind a lot recently, it's going to be different for everyone. Whatever's been on your mind recently and you've been really wishing and hoping and wanting something to happen, it's finally going to happen for you. And honestly, it's going to feel very, very liberating, very, very freeing, and like a whole new beginning, a whole new world is opening up for you, I'm hearing. So it's going to mark a new beginning in your life, a whole new phase of life you're entering. Because I see that you're also planning ahead. So you're going to have this like fresh start, you're going to have a blank slate to work with, and yet you're going to bring some foresight to this. You're going to bring some intention to what you want, what you're wanting to move forward with, what energy you want to move forward with. So this is really, really positive, especially with this Nine of Pentacles as well, which is really talking about financial stability and even like self-sufficiency with money, which I know is really important to like most people, I guess, and to feel like they're supported by their financial situation and to feel a level or a measure of safety within their financial situation as well. And I'm seeing all of this coming to you if it's not already present in your life. Yeah, I'm seeing that this new beginning is going to offer you almost like I'm hearing a whole new way of making money. So maybe you're going to be swapping jobs or your business is going to take off finally. I'm really hearing though that it's going to mark a real turning point for you in terms of the way that you experience the world. Spirit's saying the way that you're experiencing the way that you experience the world is going to change, and you're going to allow in more support into your life, which is really going to help you give to others more, Spirit says. Because you are a giver. You're definitely a giver, which is beautiful. But that it needs to be balanced with receiving, Spirit's saying. Sometimes you just want to give everything away because you love, like that's a very loving way that you are, but it's also, you know, you got to keep some for yourself as well and realize how much you deserve it as well. I think sometimes you feel, I guess we all have a pretty weird relationship with money at the end of the day. I don't know, I haven't met too many people yet who have a really good relationship with money. I mean, they might have an okay relationship with money, but it's rare you find someone who's really down with abundance and doesn't have any scarcity stuff come up at all for them. And it's actually a really nice energy to be around if you have ever met anyone like that. It's really nice. It's just a really nice way to see the world as well, I guess. So it's, I guess, what we're always striving towards. But I see you making changes in your life, and I see you really planning in this abundance, planning for this new way of living, planning a life that feels stable, that still feels opulent, and luxurious even, I'm hearing. And yet that is stable and that is consistent and that is sustainable. Yeah, so your wish is coming true. And there's definitely going to be, like, the wheel of life says to me a turning point, and so does this Fool. So it's going to be like a karmic turning point, like the Wheel of Fortune card. You know, there's a turning point that shifts or that alters the course of our life forever. And you're going to really harness the full potential of this, really take action with this opportunity, and really experience it, maybe even for the first time, experience the path of least resistance in life. Okay, what's this one? Wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. Wow. All right, let's do other ones. Blessings, divine timing, and intention. Yeah. So this wheel of life, or this change, is going to happen in divine timing, as well as this new beginning that's opening up. It's all happening in divine timing, but I do see it happening soon. Soon will mean different things for everyone. I do see it happening sooner rather than later. But Spirit always holds the key to when things happen, I think, or I believe. This blessing card is really interesting because it's this 9 of Cups card. Like, this is basically, you're going to be blessed with your wish coming true, whatever that is. I see for a lot of you it's actually about money or something around your life path, your life purpose, such as you being a teacher or in some way stepping up into a leadership position. I just am looking at this wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding card. So I'm really seeing like that you might actually be in a position to share your wisdom and knowledge and your spiritual understanding, or to assist others to understand spiritual concepts that will help them in a practical way. I'm seeing that you're very grounded, and I'm seeing that you are really capable of, like stepping into a leadership role if that's something you wanted to do. Because this 9 of Pentacles is the pre-Empress. So we all know the Empress card in the tarot, right? And the Empress card talks about what we value, and also where we, more than what we value, because we can value things, but then our actions might not line up with what we actually value if we're asked that, right? So it's like we might say, yeah, I really value my health, but then our actions don't line up with that value. We all do it. So it's just like the 9 of Pentacles is really bringing that into alignment. Your values and your actions are in alignment. Your intentions and your values are in alignment, right? So I see you becoming very intentional in the way that you're living, and very intentional in where you're planning for your future to go. You're being intentional about what direction you're going to go in general. But more than that, because I see you really building from a very strong foundation, you're building up and you're ascending, you're ascending with this wisdom and this knowledge you have in your heart. And I see that you're very in the flow of life with this eternal dance card. You're really dancing with life. And yes, being flexible with life. So you're taking the path of least resistance. You're being flexible with life. I see that you're looking at things in a new perspective, right? Instead of always going to what you habitually go to if you feel triggered or something, you're starting to open up more and see, okay, well, maybe how is this actually about the other person and not even about me at all? Sometimes we can't help getting triggered by people, but I just see you creating a lot of space in your life for this movement, rather than feeling really stuck in acting out habitually, almost unconsciously. We all have those ways that we act out that we're not really present during. And I see you're really moving away from that, which takes a lot of work and takes a lot of healing. So maybe that has something to do with your wish. I think this does as well, this wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. And I really see like, almost like this card, like it says Gaia, which is like the world, the earth. I see you having the whole world coming to you. So that might be recognition for your art, recognition for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for your teaching in some form. But yeah, Spirit's really encouraging you to get intentional about what it is you want. And, you know, Mary Oliver, in her poem, what is it, A Summer Day, she says, the last line of that poem is something like, tell me, what will you do with your one precious life? Or with your one wild, precious life? And I think Spirit's really asking you the same thing. What do you want to do with your life? Like, who are you really? If no one's watching, who are you? And how do you act? And how do you move? And how do you hold yourself? Because, yeah, you're very blessed. I see you as someone who's very blessed, and I see that, you know, there's good reason for this as well, because you're very generous and helpful, and you have a very pure heart. Okay, I'm going to do some angel cards, or one angel card to finish. We'll see what comes through, okay? Wow, that's interesting. Because I thought in group 1, you could watch group 1 as well, actually, you guys. They would complement each other, I feel, in terms of energetically. I was talking about Archangel in group 1, Archangel Michael in group 1. I felt him come through in a way, so this is nice. Hey, Archangel Michael, he's with us now. He's really just asking you to protect yourself, he's saying. Make sure you protect yourself the way you would protect others. Sometimes you don't offer yourself the same protection you offer others. He's saying, like, you can be fierce in how you move forward now. If you need to move forward without certain people in your life, he says, allow me to assist you in setting you free from them. Allow me to assist you in setting you free from them, he says. He will help you. If you would like to move away without those people, he will help you. He doesn't like the way certain people treat you sometimes, and he'd like you to be able to see that. He says you have a very strong voice. You have very deep knowledge and wisdom that, you know, trust this wisdom, he's saying. Trust your wisdom, trust your intuition, and never be afraid to use your voice, he says. Always speak up, always speak loudly. You will piss people off. This is okay. It doesn't matter. You know, when, like, he's just showing me a lot of images right now of the blissfulness we feel like when we've passed over from physical to spirit world, like, and how much we actually thank everyone in our life, even when they've shown us really hard things, or even when, you know, maybe we didn't forgive them while we were alive. But he's saying, like, we always thank people for what they show us eventually, and that people will thank you as well if you need to move forward without them. You know, that means your soul contract is done, and that's okay. And that eventually, you know, they'll thank you for the wisdom that you hold, and they'll see, you know, in divine timing though. And that's probably the hardest piece of it all, right? Is that we don't have that all-knowing seeing while we're in human form. We do when we're in spirit between bodies, but yeah, it's hard to trust that the divine timing is there, especially if we feel afraid of, like stepping out in a new way, I'm hearing. But yes, Archangel Michael is very, very much here to help you. And if you're asking like, but what do you mean? How do I receive help from him? You just speak it out loud. We live in a vibrational universe. You might feel him, you might not. I always feel his energy. I always feel it on my back, kind of where I might have wings if I was an angel. I feel that, or I see blue wings. Often in meditation, I'll just see blue wings between my sort of closed eyes or slightly opened eyes. I often will see blue when I feel his energy, and he's assisted me a lot, especially this year, in what he's talking about in the process of having to move away from certain people. That's a very painful thing to do, but it ultimately does support our growth, okay? Okay. Thank you so much, Group 2. I really hope that reading resonated with you at some level. And yes, feel free to watch Group 1 as well if you would like additional messages. I do feel like there was a connection between those two piles only after doing the readings, especially because Archangel Michael came through for both. So yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon, okay? Hey, Group 3, let's take a look at your cards. So I have your oracle cards and I have your tarot, so I'm going to start with your tarot. Oh. Okay, the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, there's a lot of messages coming through already, so I'm going to channel some. So basically there's a message around you're feeling quite urgent at the moment. You want things to happen as quickly as possible, because the Knight of Wands is very fast acting and fast thinking, just fast paced in general, but the Knight of Wands is very impatient and they want things to happen immediately. They want to have the idea and instantaneously see it come into form. And, you know, Spirit's kind of calling upon you to like harness that energy more over the long term, rather than feeling like burning out rather than feeling like the burnout from it. Because there's a message of like, whether you are or aren't doing this yet, it's a real time to be investing in yourself or investing in your savings account. Something around investment. For some of you, it's more practical in terms of money. For others of you, it's more symbolic in terms of investing in your internal world, investing in your well-being. Whether that's a yoga class or a actual healing session or going to see a psychotherapist, there's a real call from Spirit right now to invest in yourself, to plant the seeds of growth and healing within your own psyche, and to really support yourself to nurture the fullness of the growth phase. So, you know, not just planting the seed and then getting impatient that you can't see the fruit yet right away, kind of like learning to enjoy the process of it, of the gardening and of the cultivation of the soil before you can even plant the seed, and then the gestation of the seed, and then, you know, watching the first shoot and then seeing it grow and thicken and eventually produce a harvest, right? So there's so much that goes into things before we can harvest from them. And this is something that can be very challenging. It can be a really challenging lesson to learn if we're naturally wired in this active way. If you're naturally an active person who likes to just go for it, you know. I'm feeling like you are either a fire or air sign, or that's predominant in your chart. Definitely, possibly Aries, I'm feeling, in Sagittarius. Doesn't really matter though, just take what resonates. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna do some more of these before we continue. The message: positive news, positive outcome. Hey, that's good news. Goddess of creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. Wow. Yeah, so I think this is totally about you investing in your transformation, because they're both sevens. I'm feeling like like Spirit's just saying that occasionally you have, well, maybe more than occasionally, you tend to have an energy of like going for something 100 miles an hour and then kind of losing interest a bit, and then finding something else to go 100 miles an hour at. And Spirit says this is a fine way to live. It's just that recently you've been wanting to experience more wholeness and experience more of the fruits of your labors, right? Because maybe you get a project started, but then you leave it to other people to finish up, which is maybe just where your skill set lies. Like maybe you're just an initiator, you know? You can get things rolling, but maybe it's not in your nature to like see things full term. However, in terms of your inner work, Spirit's saying like you need to harness some of this energy and slow it down a little bit. Slow it down so that you can really experience your investment, and possibly like, because this card's also about creativity, this Knight. It's also about being very creative, and I see you are a very creative person. And perhaps it's around needing to do more work about integrating rather than just always producing, like to take a few steps back and say, okay, I really need to just like ground my energy and integrate everything that I've just done or accomplished. If you have been putting off talking to somebody or speaking your mind about something, then it's indicated to just sort of maybe send them a message or get the ball rolling in that area, because it's going to provide a positive outcome for you. And Spirit's telling me like the hardest part is actually when you're sitting in the non-verbal, like when you're not speaking it, and that once you can bring forward whatever you need to express for yourself, then it's really going to sort of get that positive energy moving again in your connection. Whatever level, like it could be a family member, it could just be a friend, it could be someone you love in a romantic way. There's also messages around, with this Ten of Swords, you've been experiencing a lot of heartache recently, a lot of heaviness. Picking up grief, sorrow, despair, not feeling hopeful about the future at the moment. Yeah, that's not easy. Spirit is saying that, the more you can find your voice with this Queen of Swords, the more movement you'll feel around that pain. And unfortunately, sometimes we just have to be with pain for a while. And that's what the healing looks like, right? You may need to put up a lot of boundaries at this time to support yourself in this energy. You might need to just, like I said, be with that heartbreak or that grief for a while and allow yourself the time to grieve. You may have lost someone or something recently. So to really put yourself first at this time, to put up whatever protective boundaries you need even if that is not seeing anyone for a while and just really hermiting, just to let go of what other people might say or think about you and just do what's best for you. Spirit saying you have her permission. Just put yourself first. Sometimes we find it hard to do that. Well, a lot of the time we do. Yeah. Sometimes we just need some time before we can pick ourselves up again and keep going, Spirit's saying, and that's fine. Sort of don't be hard on yourself if you don't feel like doing anything right now. Just let that move through you in its own time, and seek help, wherever possible for you. I think it's definitely indicated to invest in some kind of a healing support. Psychotherapy I always recommend, or just something more short-term to support you over this period. Even if it's a massage or going to see a tarot reader or getting any kind of energy healing work done, or even looking at some kind of quantum healing hypnosis therapy or something to really get back in touch with where it is you want to go, I guess, is what Spirit's saying. Yeah, because you do have a lot of direction. It's just you have so many ideas and so many things catch your eye. Okay. Power. Answered prayer. Manifestation. Yeah, so I think this is a really positive time in your life to manifest. If you're still in this pain, and by all means wait until you feel strong enough to, but I see you getting back in touch with your power if you're not already, really getting back in touch with that, and even a deepening of your connection to your power, your internal power. I see that really deepening for you and you really anchoring into your power. If you are wanting to manifest, I'm just seeing this is the perfect time to plant that seed of whatever it is you wish to grow. And Spirit's saying just make sure you nurture that seed as it's growing in its infancy. Your prayers are answered. I feel for some reason it's connected into something around communication. Yeah, because we have positive news, positive outcome, the message. So if it wasn't that you were meant to be contacting someone, then someone's going to get in touch with you and bring you good news. And you're going to feel really able to receive that good news at this time. And it's going to move you forward in a positive way with this positive outcome card. Yeah, and it is going to feel like your prayers are answered. And that you can be assertive and put up boundaries with people from a real place of power. A lot of power coming through you right now. And that's really going to help you ground down this night energy, this creativity, this impulsiveness, this enthusiasm, this explorative energy that is constantly creating and renewing itself. It's such a positive energy, it's just that we need to ground it. And power, it's a very rooted down into the earth kind of energy. Okay, I'm going to do an angel card to finish. So tuning into everyone who's going to watch group number 3, Spirit, what message would you like to conclude with today? Abundance. This is cool. Yeah, so I see this as the message that's coming through is that, if you have been feeling concerned about investing in yourself because you're not sure if it's going to come back to you, you're not sure if you'll get that return on your investments, you will. And Spirit's encouraging you to see that money will always be there, that you can always renew that energy, you know, because money is energy, it's always regenerating, and that, you know, if you spend money, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come back to you eventually. Or even the return on your investments in terms of your well-being and your happiness. I'm also picking up the message around investing in your well-being or your mental health right now is really going to bring you this abundance. This abundance is coming to you regardless. This could be to do with your prayers. I think that Spirit's really assisting you at this time, whether you're aware of it or not, to become more grounded in your energy, because you are a very powerful person. And that's probably why you've been through so much heartache in your life. And it's also contributed to how powerful you are, and then it's helped you be more powerful. Yeah, so there's definitely a message around, you know, your power is your abundance. When you stand in your power, you feel the abundance of the universe and you feel deserving of it. And you are. Okay. Thank you, group 3. I really hope that that reading resonated with you. And thank you so much for being here today and supporting my channel in your own way. I really appreciate it so much. So thank you. All right, bye.